Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade leaders for, this is really the last weekend in January, so technically it's January week 4, but because we had a snow day, we are only on January week 3 in our curriculum, and we're just going to skip week 4. So clearly I'm up here with Lola's help today, as I have made a complete mess of the room, so sorry if she's a little distracting. So starting off this week, we have been huddling up the past couple of weeks at 8:20, and it's been awesome. I've got donuts from Shamrock Donuts. I've got coffee ready. Last week I was on time, and we actually huddled up, and it was great, just praying for each other, celebrating each other. We celebrated a 45th wedding anniversary. We had some really serious prayer requests that we got to pray together. So it's just great. So meeting at 8:20 or 10:20 in the garage door room. We'll go over birthdays, any announcements, prayer requests, and then just praying that our kids have hearts that seek to build relationships with each other, to build people up and not tear them down. And then we'll finish with that by 8:30 and 10:30, so you can go back to your room and make sure you've got everything ready to go. So this week our Bible story is about choosing your words carefully, and our story comes from Proverbs 12:18, and actually up on your carts is your memory verse card and your car ride conversations. And it's so important that you give every single kid in your small group a car ride conversation. This is for their parents to take home so that they know what they learned about at church, and they can talk about these things on the way home from church. So this is just for this week, and Proverbs 12:18 says, "The words of thoughtless people cut like swords, but the tongue of wise people brings healing." So just talking about how words can cut like a sword, or they can bring healing. Stop eating paper. So it's just a super important day, and the question that we're going to kind of answer today is, why does what you say matter? So our bottom line for the day is choose your words carefully. And our memory verse for this whole month is, God's power has given us everything we need to live a godly life. 2 Peter 1:3. So make sure, if kids haven't been here this month, they get a memory verse card, and every kid gets a car ride conversation. So then jumping into pre-service, when kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40, you're going to do a little tongue twisters page. So these are in the front pocket of your folder. So first service leaders, just make sure you put those back in the front pocket for second service. These are hilarious. I tried saying all of them out loud, and they're really fun to say. So you'll just put these in the middle of your circles, and just you have 3 copies, so you can, kind of spread them out in your group, and just challenge kids to say the tongue twisters to each other, or see who can say it the fastest. Just a fun little pre-service thing. Then when service starts at 9 and 11, what you're going to do is you have a baggie on the bottom of your cart. One baggie says first service, one baggie says second service, just so that second service people still have enough materials. And in there are 10 little slips of paper, hopefully one for every kid in your group. I'll put extra slips of paper in the girls' supply cabinet in case you need more. And what you're going to do is you're going to pass out a slip of paper to each kid and have them write a random word or random thing on the piece of paper and put it into the little styrofoam bowl that you'll have on your cart. You'll have 2 for each service. You'll see why you'll use the second one in a minute. And when everybody has their word in, you're going to tell them to fold it up, and then each kid will pick a word from the bowl, and then they're going to have to try the rest of the group guess what their word is. So kind of like catchphrase. So if someone wrote down snowman, you can give this to the kids as an example, then they would say it's cold, wet, eyes, ears, mouth, nose, carrot, buttons, 3 parts, frosty, and so hopefully the other kids would say snowman. So you'll say, wow, you guys did a great job of getting people to guess your word. And to write those stories, we didn't write stories, sorry. So to have them guess your word, you really had to think about the words that you used. Well, today in large group, we're going to hear about why words really do matter. So then heading over to large group, you will hear about that story and worship with your small group. Then when they get back, this is one of my favorite all-time activities. I used to do this with my classroom every year. It's called What's Done is Done. You will have a tube of toothpaste in your baggie and a bowl, and there will be wet wipes on your cart. Hey, stop eating paper. Yeah. And what you're going to do is you're going to give, you'll have enough for 2 groups. 2 groups in your thing. You'll have 2 tubes of toothpaste for each service and 2 bowls. And you're going to divide your groups you're going to divide your kids. you're not going to have enough to divide your kids into groups of 2, I don't think. So I'll say you can split your small group into 2 groups. And then you're going to ask the groups to work together to squeeze out as much toothpaste as they can into their bowl. And when they've gotten as much out of their tube as possible, you're going to tell them, okay, now I want you guys to put it back into the toothpaste tube so that we can use it again. And then let them struggle for a minute. Obviously, they're not going to hardly be able to get any back in. And then give them wet wipes to clean off their hands. And then you're just going to say, so guys, it was pretty easy for you guys to get that stuff out of the tube, wasn't it? But it was not very easy to get it back in. And that's just like our words. It can be really easy to throw out a bunch of not so nice words, especially when we're angry or we're upset or we're losing our temper. Lola, stop eating paper. Like we talked about last week. But we really can't take them back. And that's why we have to choose our words carefully, because what you say really does matter and it can hurt someone's feelings. So maybe tell about a time when you wished you could take something back and you weren't able to. And maybe you said something and how the other person felt after you said that. And then for your memory verse activity, what you're going to do is you're going to look up the memory verse, 2 Peter 1:3 together as a group and practice saying it together with the motions. And then you're going to give each kid a white ribbon that looks like this. And on the white ribbon with Sharpies, they're going to write a phrase from the verse. So it could be God's power or everything we need or lead a godly life or just 2 Peter 1:3. And after they've written their phrase, they can decorate the ribbon the rest of the way however they want. And then they're going to tie their ribbon to a giant paper clip. And you're going to show them how they can use this as a bookmark by putting the paper clip onto the page that they're on. I did it the right way. And then this can hang down and be their bookmark. So just showing them how that's a bookmark they can use. They can put it in their Bible or maybe another book that they're reading to help remind them of their memory verse. And then you're just going to close it down by saying, guys, those bookmarks look really great. And the Bible has lots of wonderful things to tell us through thousands of words that were carefully chosen to bring us God's wisdom and instructions. But we'll never know what's in there if we don't take the time to read it. So this week, use your bookmark, read some of your Bible, and I think that you guys will find that it will help you to choose your words carefully. Then you have some optional small group discussion questions. What are the consequences if you don't choose your words wisely? What effect do thoughtless words have on relationships? Just because something is true, do we need to say it? And how do you determine if something is necessary to say? Great conversations, especially maybe in our girl groups, for our older girls. So then just to close out in prayer, you don't need anything. Ask kids if they know what a prompt is and tell them that a prompt is something that gets them started. Then give them the following prompts and say, so I'm going to say these guys, and then I want you guys to finish the rest of the prayer in your mind. So God, thank you for, forgive me for, please, you're amazing because, and then just close with this prayer below. And as adults arrive, just encourage adults to have their kids show them their bookmark and see if they can say their memory verse since it's technically the last week of our month. So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for being small group leaders. Thank you for getting here early just so we can be a team together and pray for each other and just really celebrate being here as volunteers. Thank you guys for leading. I'm so, so grateful for all of you. And Lola and I, crazy. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Thanks. Bye-bye.